Is it possible to use the OpenBoard to draw a graph? Hello and welcome. In this video, I want to show you how you use the OpenBoard to draw a graph in real time. Like you can see here, I have drawn this graph and it is on my computer screen. I drew everything on my computer grid, on my computer screen using that graph paper there and the ruler. So in this video, I want to show you how you can import a graph paper into the OpenBoard. And in the video description, I've provided you with a download of this graph paper where you just need to download it and import it into the system. Now, how did I get to do this? You can see that everything is handwritten over there. The lines are straight. I was able to draw the best fit line using this ruler here. How is that possible? So I'll take you through all the points that you need. So I'm going to import a new graph paper, and then I take you through the steps of plotting any of these particular points. So we're going to be able to draw straight lines using that ruler, plot the points, plot the axis, and even draw that triangle for finding the gradient. And without wasting time, let's do exactly that. So we'll go to this tab here, written documents. Click on it, and on the left hand side there will be a navigation that shows you what kind of files that you already have. So if the moment you download that graph paper in the video description of this particular video, go right there right now, you'll find there is a download link that I've given you for this graph. You will simply go to import whatever document you have. It must be in PDF form. So you'll click on it. It will take you to your computer where you put your stuff. And for me, this document, this graph is in my document, and I called it graph. So the moment I double click on it, I'll be prompted to rename it differently, because if it is a document that I already have uploaded into the system with the same name, then it's going to overwrite it. So I'm going to call it graph paper, maybe let's say 3. And you see it accepts to do that, to import it into my system. So the moment it is here, I can just double click on it. And we'll say that it is on the second page of this document. So I'll go to this navigation here, and all the pages in that document that I have uploaded, they appear in this navigation. So it is the graph paper that I want. I just need to double click it, and there it is. Okay, it's just a bit too small to be seen properly. So I want to zoom in, or I want to make it big enough. So I will go to these stylers here, click on it, and come here and choose this, zoom in with a plus sign. Click on it, and then now I come into my graph paper, click it once, click it twice, and you can see it becomes very big. So in order to now position this graph paper properly, I'll go back and choose this hand. I choose that hand, and here I have it. I can now position my graph paper properly. I want it to be there in the middle, because on the far right hand side, I have another shelf that I'm going to activate, so that the moment it comes in there, it will have other applications. So that is how you would import this graph paper into OpenBoard. You can see it looks real. It looks like any other real graph paper that you have there. Now, I want to draw lines. I want to draw the axis. First of all, what kind of graph do I need to draw? Now, make sure that you arm yourself with a graphics tablet and your pen. because if you're teaching online, these are some of the basic tools you should have: graphics tablet and your stylus in order to do that. So I'll go here, choose my pen because I want to write with my hand, choose the size of the writing, how thick it is, and here I have it, and maybe even choose the color. I'm looking for blue. Blue is better for me. So I'm going to say this one is extension. It's a graph of, I can see that that pen is just too thick, but there is no problem because the camera captures it well when it is that bold. So extension versus the force. That's the kind of graph I want to draw. Now, maybe I have a table of extension and force. So I want to draw my y-axis and my x-axis. So I need a ruler for that. But for you to be able to draw the axes which are straight, you really don't need a ruler. You can just choose this straight line here and you're able to draw the lines because you've got the grid to guide you. Let me draw one of the axes using that. So I choose that line. I'll come to where I want my lines to start. Maybe I want my line to start somewhere here or even somewhere there. It really does not matter. It's up to me. You can see I have a straight line. I can take it as far as I want, and there you have it. Apparently this line appears to be so thick. So I can either erase it by choosing this and then coming here and erasing it part by part, or I can undo. Click it once and remove it. Now, there is I can be able to redo that. There is another way of erasing everything that you have in the graph, and it is this tab here. If I click this, it's going to erase everything that I have on this graph paper. That is not what I want to do. I just want to erase part of it. So I can either undo or just use this other eraser like that. It erases everything. So I was talking about the thickness of that line. Let me see whether I'm able to get another thickness, a much better one. Something like that. Yes, that one is much better. Okay, the next thing is to put these arrowheads here. So easy to do that. That is the x-axis. I can do the same to the y-axis. This time, I want to show you how you use the ruler. For the ruler, you will come to this shelf on the right-hand side. The moment you click it, it reveals all these applications. In fact, in the home, you will have these applications here. This icon here shows you the applications that you can be able to use. So I click on it, and all these are the applications that I have. Today, I want to show you how to use the ruler. So I drag the ruler, and it comes into this space here. And then on the right hand side where you've got these 3 hash lines, if you put the cursor there, it allows you to make the ruler to be longer or shorter depending on what you want. So I want one which is just that short. And then let me make it still much shorter. Then I want it to start from here. That is where I want to draw a vertical line from there, because that is where the axes meet. That's where the axes meet. So I want to start drawing my line from there. So I'll come to this arrow that I hover my cursor until it turns into the same shape. Then I click and drag in the direction in which I want the ruler to turn. And it turns up to that point because I want to draw a line that is parallel to that line there. Apparently it is hiding the box, so let me just shift it to better point. There. Now I can make my ruler to be longer. Then I get the pen, just like before. This time I'll just come here and ensure that I can see that hand icon there. You can see the plus sign and the hand icon. If I click at that particular point and drag upwards, it starts drawing the straight line. draws the straight line up to where I want it to end. And then I come and click on this icon here that allows me to drag the ruler away. And now I can go back to the same pen, seeing that actually I've used a different thickness for this. I grab the same pen and I come here and draw the arrow. That one doesn't look so good, so let me go to a higher thickness with the hand, and there we have it. There is my arrow, and I can be able to say now this is extension in meters, this is force in newtons. For instance, I'm just giving examples, and you can see that it becomes quite easy to do that. Now you start numbering, maybe 1 Newton here, 2 Newtons, 3 Newtons, 4 Newtons, and so forth. 0, the first 2 boxes I had 0.01 meters, 0.02, 0.03. Just have a look at how clear or how clean that graph paper is, and then from there I will start plotting the graphs. Let me change the color. I move over to black. Maybe let's assume these are the various plottings that I have, something like that. I can be able to put away this ruler completely if I want, but I want it to remain just around here so that I can be able to make use of it. So let it remain there as I continue to plot. So I'm plotting these points at random without really caring, because I want to draw the best fit line. I want to show you how to do that. And it's just like what we did there previously. So I'll come to this finger, bring it here. I know my graph must pass through the origin, so I put the 0 again as the origin, and you know exactly what I need to do. So I come over here, and until that arrow appears, then I can be able now to twist my ruler like that, make it a little bit longer, and you can see, actually, because the ruler is transparent, it allows me to see the points which are below and the points which are above. And you can see that one's approximately okay. Yeah, I have got 3 points above the line, 2 points above the line and 2 points below the line, and I have 3 points on the line. That is suitable enough for me to be able to draw the best fit line. Now, for me to do that, I even don't need my digital pen. I just need a mouse. Come here, choose the size of the pen, maybe at the size of the line, which is that one. I can change the color, and I start drawing my line from there, and it proceeds like that all the way up to the end. Let's see the kind of line that we have. You can see how neat that line is. I have deliberately made the line to be thicker for the purpose of being captured in this video. So you could draw a graph in real time using OpenBoard and the graph paper I've given you in the video description. Go there, download that graph, and you're good to go. And the good thing about the OpenBoard is that it is free and it gives us a lot of possibilities. So if you are a teacher out there and you're teaching your students online, or you're making video tutorials, this can be a very good software. It will help you a lot. So install it. Just search for OpenBoard. There will be an installation link. Just install it in your system, and it's so easy to use. I've just used it a moment ago with some of my students online, and believe me, it helped me a lot. I was able, for example, a student was able to send me a graph that I had required them to draw. And let me just share that one with you so that you can be able to see its possibilities. Let me see what this student did send me today. Don't know whether it is that one. No, that is not it. That's not it. It just had just a few pages. Anyway, let me go to my download, because that is where I got it from. So I'm going to import and I go to my download. So in this computer, go to my downloads, and this is Physics 004 PDF. That was the file. I just want to Physics 004, this one here. So that's it, and this is what the student sent me. This is the work the student has done. So you see, if your students are able to take a picture and convert it to PDF, and most phones can be able to do that, because this one was photographed using the phone and then converted into PDF. If they send you that, you're able to import their work into OpenBoard and actually be able to assess their work. You're able to mark their work very, very well. You can see over here, if I was to mark their work, it would be so easy. And I can do that in real time as we discuss with them. I can be able to make various corrections as I so wish, and be able to award marks in real time as you discuss this with the students. Because as you discuss this with the students, the moment you share your screen with them, they'll be able to see exactly what you are doing. Now, the magic of this software came in when I looked at the students' work. This is what I did. You can even see that the ruler that I used is still here. Which line did I draw? I drew this blue line here, showing the student that the worst fit line need not always be above the best fit line. Because the student was wondering, how do I get something we call the uncertainty in the y-intercept? They wanted to know that. How do you get the uncertainty in that? So, and I was explaining that, first of all, when your line falls outside the grid that is provided, you can only get the y-intercept by calculation, not from the graph. And you can see, if we go back to the table, I would be able to discuss with them and tell them what was wrong with the table. Because there is no way the examiner can give you a question that has got faults in it. So I wanted to show them how to draw the second line of worst fit, because in physics we've got the best fit line and lines of worst fit, and over here we are using values of absolute uncertainty. So I was trying to show the student how you go about drawing the second line of worst fit. You can see how important this software can be, because if I was marking this work with the student, I need to have the actual graph and with my pen, and I will be able to mark. But since now this student is thousands of kilometers from where I am, I'm able to discuss the results with the student, because they can be able to see what I'm writing here, and I can be able to make actual corrections, including showing them how that line is drawn. Because all that I needed to do was, let me do this because it is so critical. So I would move my ruler all the way to this point here. This point here, the lower part of the absolute uncertainty. Or let me make the ruler a little bit shorter, so that it does not move outside the scale. So I move it to that point there, and then turn the ruler until I get this point, and then make it a little bit longer, because I need this point here. I need it to go all the way to that point. Twist it until it goes to that point. You can even see that the line that I had drawn previously is it's not correct. It's not correctly drawn. So, and then I'm going to move now the ruler a little bit further away because I want it to cut the axis. Proceed with it up to that point, and also proceed with it up to that particular point. And now I would get the pen, and once it is above, that one is just too thick, I need that. Let me draw it using now the red color. We'll start from somewhere around there and draw. And draw once again until I reach somewhere there. And now I can remove the ruler, and there we have the line. You can see how easy that is. So it's a software that I would recommend to you as a teacher who is teaching your students from a remote point, or the teacher who is making video tutorials and you want to discuss the idea of graph drawing with your students. Before I end this video, if you are not a member of my channel, just go ahead and subscribe because it will not cost you anything, because I want that channel to grow. The second thing you can be able to do is, teachers out there who are struggling with the same idea, just to share this video with them. It is one way of learning. Otherwise, until next time when I come up with a different software, or how I show you how to use the same software to do something else, goodbye.